Growth does not happen in the comfort zone. It happens in the spaces that challenge us, stretch us, and make us question our limits. When you willingly step into discomfort, you enter a powerful space where transformation begins. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain, seeking ease, and staying within familiar boundaries. But true mental strength is built by doing the opposite, by facing discomfort with awareness and courage. Discomfort is not an enemy, it is a teacher. It reveals where your fears live, where your insecurities hide, and where your potential remains locked away. Every time you avoid a difficult conversation, a demanding task, or a situation that tests your patience, you are choosing short-term comfort over long-term strength. But when you lean in and allow yourself to be uncomfortable, you are signaling to your mind and body that you are ready to grow beyond your current state. Think of a muscle. It only grows when it is placed under tension. The same principle applies to the mind. Without challenge, it remains soft and reactive. With deliberate exposure to uncomfortable situations, it becomes resilient, adaptable, and strong. This doesn't mean throwing yourself into chaos recklessly. It means intentionally stepping into situations that push your boundaries, whether it's speaking in public, learning something completely new, facing a personal fear, or sitting silently with your thoughts. Growth happens in these moments because discomfort forces your attention to the present. It awakens awareness, heightens focus, and strengthens your ability to stay calm in uncertainty. Mental strength is not about eliminating fear, but learning to act despite it. When you embrace discomfort, you train your nervous system to adapt rather than retreat. You begin to recognize that the feelings of fear, anxiety, or pressure are temporary sensations, not permanent barriers. By repeatedly choosing to stay with discomfort instead of escaping it, your threshold expands. What once seemed overwhelming begins to feel manageable, and what felt impossible slowly becomes natural. This is how endurance of the mind is built not in theory, but through repeated practice. Moreover, embracing discomfort cultivates humility. It reminds you that growth is a continuous process. Each uncomfortable situation is a mirror reflecting where you are and where you can go. Instead of resisting this mirror, you start to welcome it, understanding that the path to mastery is paved with moments of unease. Whether it's physical training, emotional growth, or spiritual development, discomfort is the common doorway through which all progress flows. When you shift your relationship with discomfort from fear to respect, from resistance to curiosity, you begin to unlock levels of mental strength you never knew existed. Over time, you stop seeing discomfort as a threat and start recognizing it as a sign that you are on the right path. The mind is both a powerful ally and a dangerous enemy, depending on how well you learn to master it. Discipline and awareness are the keys that unlock this mastery. Most people allow their thoughts to control them, reacting impulsively to emotions, circumstances, and external triggers. But mental strength begins when you take the position of the observer, when you stop being dragged by every thought, and instead choose consciously where to place your attention. Discipline is not just about strict routines. It is about consistently choosing what serves your growth over what feeds your weakness. Awareness is about shining light on the hidden patterns of the mind, noticing how it drifts, reacts, or resists. When these two qualities come together, your mind transforms from a restless wanderer into a focused and stable force. Daily life constantly pulls your attention in different directions. Notifications, conversations, pressures, and distractions create a storm of mental noise. Without discipline, the mind becomes scattered. Without awareness, it becomes unconscious. Discipline trains the mind to return to what matters, whether it's a breath, a goal, or a moment of silence. Awareness keeps you awake in the present, noticing when you're being pulled away and gently guiding yourself back. This process might seem simple, but it is the foundation of mental strength. Just like a sword needs to be sharpened to cut through obstacles, the mind needs to be refined through consistent mental training. Practices such as meditation, focused breathing, journaling, or deliberate silence are powerful tools to cultivate both discipline and awareness. They create space between stimulus and response, allowing you to act intentionally rather than react impulsively. Over time, you start to notice that negative thoughts lose their grip, emotional turbulence settles faster, and moments of clarity become more frequent. This is not about suppressing thoughts or forcing the mind into submission. It's about creating harmony between your thoughts and your higher awareness. When you can observe your mind calmly, you gain the power to direct it like a skilled rider guiding a horse. Mental discipline also involves making conscious choices every day, even when they're uncomfortable. Waking up early, sticking to commitments, avoiding unproductive habits, and focusing on meaningful work are all forms of mental training. Each act of discipline is like a brick, and over time, these bricks build an unshakable inner foundation. Awareness ensures that your discipline doesn't become rigid or mechanical. It keeps you aligned with your deeper purpose, reminding you why you choose the path of strength over ease. When discipline and awareness are practiced together, they create mental clarity, stability, and resilience. You become less reactive, more focused, and deeply connected to your inner self. Life's challenges no longer throw you off balance as easily because your mind is anchored, not drifting. This state of mastery is not achieved overnight. It is cultivated moment by moment, choice by choice, until the mind becomes a trusted companion rather than a source of struggle. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant movement, the ability to detach from external chaos and cultivate inner stillness becomes a profound source of strength. Most people allow the outer world to dictate their inner state. A negative comment, unexpected setback, or chaotic environment can easily stir emotional turbulence, cloud judgment, and weaken mental stability. True mental strength arises when you no longer let external events control your internal world. Detachment is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It is about maintaining inner balance regardless of the storm outside. Inner stillness is the quiet space within you that remains untouched by the noise, where clarity and strength naturally emerge. When you are constantly reacting to what happens around you, your energy is scattered. You become like a leaf blown by the wind, shifting directions based on every gust. Detachment allows you to anchor yourself. It creates a gap between the outer event and your inner response, giving you the freedom to choose calmness over chaos. Cultivating this state begins with awareness. Notice how often external triggers disturb your peace. A small delay, an unexpected change, or someone else's mood can influence your emotions. Once you start observing this, you begin to realize how much power you unconsciously give away to the outside world. Detachment is the process of taking that power back. Inner stillness is cultivated through practices that quiet the mind and bring attention inward. Meditation, mindful breathing, spending time in silence, or simply observing nature without analysis can all guide you to that inner space. These moments allow your mind to settle, like muddy water becoming clear when left undisturbed. In this stillness, insights rise naturally, emotions lose their intensity, and perspective becomes sharper. You begin to act from a place of centeredness rather than reaction. This doesn't mean life will stop being unpredictable. It means you will stop being easily shaken by its unpredictability. Detachment also involves letting go of the need to control everything around you. Much of mental suffering comes from resistance to what is. When you stop trying to manipulate every situation or expect others to behave a certain way, you free yourself from unnecessary tension. You learn to accept the flow of life without losing your inner ground. This acceptance doesn't equal passivity. Rather, it gives you the clarity to act wisely instead of emotionally. Inner stillness becomes your anchor, allowing you to respond intelligently to challenges instead of being consumed by them. As you practice detachment, external chaos starts to lose its power over you. People's opinions, temporary circumstances, and daily uncertainties no longer dominate your inner state. You carry a quiet strength within, a sanctuary untouched by noise. This stillness becomes your greatest source of resilience, enabling you to navigate life's complexities with grace and unwavering focus. Setbacks are often misunderstood as signs of failure or weakness, but in truth, they are powerful opportunities for inner transformation. Every challenge carries within it a lesson, a mirror, and a chance to evolve beyond your current limitations. When difficulties arise, the natural tendency is to resist, complain, or give up. But mental strength is built by shifting this perspective and seeing setbacks not as barriers, but as stepping stones. Each obstacle is a hidden training ground where your resilience, patience, and wisdom are forged. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the stronger question is, "What can this teach me?" This shift in mindset changes how you experience adversity and transforms pain into growth. Life's setbacks can take many forms: personal failures, broken plans, unexpected losses, or periods of uncertainty. These moments test the depth of your resolve. They strip away illusions and comfort, forcing you to face aspects of yourself that you might otherwise ignore. It's in these uncomfortable spaces that true transformation begins. When you stop running from the pain and choose to sit with it, you uncover insights about your fears, attachments, and hidden strengths. Setbacks slow you down not to punish you, but to redirect your focus inward. They expose the gaps in your foundation, giving you a chance to strengthen what's weak and build what's missing. Turning setbacks into opportunities requires self-awareness and deliberate reflection. Instead of reacting emotionally, step back and observe the situation objectively. What patterns led to this moment? What beliefs are being challenged? What skills or qualities need to be developed? By approaching difficulties with curiosity rather than judgment, you transform them into teachers. Every setback holds a lesson about perseverance, adaptability, humility, or courage. The mind grows stronger when it learns to find meaning in the moments that hurt the most. Transformation also happens when setbacks humble the ego. Success can make you confident, but struggle makes you wise. It reveals that control is often an illusion, and the only thing you can truly govern is your response. This realization builds emotional maturity. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, mentally strong individuals focus on how to rise again. They accept the setback fully, learn from it deeply, and move forward with greater clarity. The process may not be easy, but it shapes a character that is unshakable. Over time, setbacks stop feeling like dead ends and start appearing as turning points. They become opportunities to refine your vision, strengthen your willpower, and align more closely with your true path. When you train yourself to embrace difficulties in this way, setbacks become a powerful source of transformation. What once seemed like a painful interruption becomes a moment of growth, carving strength and wisdom into your inner core. Mental strength is not built in a single moment of inspiration. It is forged through the quiet repetition of daily actions that cultivate resilience. The habits and rituals you choose each day shape the foundation of your mind. Many people wait for motivation to arrive before taking action, but discipline through consistent routines creates a deeper, more reliable strength. When you commit to practices that nourish your mind and body, you gradually build an inner structure that can withstand pressure and uncertainty. Small, deliberate actions performed daily are far more powerful than occasional bursts of intense effort. Over time, these rituals become part of your identity, guiding your thoughts and behaviors even during difficult moments. Strengthening daily rituals begins with clarity. You must know what truly supports your growth and what distracts you from it. It might be waking up early to spend a few minutes in silence, exercising to sharpen focus, journaling to reflect on your emotions, or setting clear intentions for the day. These practices may seem simple, but they act as anchors that keep you grounded when life becomes turbulent. Consistency matters more than intensity. Even 5 minutes of a mindful practice done daily is more transformative than sporadic hours of unfocused effort. The mind learns through repetition, and rituals give it structure, discipline, and stability. Resilience grows when your rituals are maintained not only on good days, but especially on hard days. It's easy to follow routines when everything is going well, but true strength appears when you keep your commitments despite discomfort, fatigue, or distraction. Each time you show up for yourself, you reinforce a powerful message to your subconscious. that your growth matters more than your mood in the moment. This message gradually strengthens your willpower and builds trust within yourself. You stop negotiating with excuses and start operating from a place of inner authority. Rituals also serve as moments of recalibration. They allow you to pause, reflect, and realign with your deeper purpose amidst daily noise. Whether it's mindful breathing before a challenging task, a short evening reflection, or a consistent learning habit, these small pauses keep your mental energy clean and focused. They prevent emotional clutter from piling up and give you a sense of direction, even when the external world feels chaotic. Over time, these rituals become second nature, no longer dependent on willpower alone. The power of daily rituals lies in their cumulative effect. One day of practice might not bring noticeable change, but weeks and months of consistency create profound transformation. Your resilience becomes woven into your way of living, not as something you try to summon in crisis, but as a quiet strength that's always present. Through these daily practices, mental toughness is cultivated, not forced. The mind becomes steady, habits become aligned with purpose, and resilience becomes an unshakable part of who you are. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned with a clear sense of purpose, an extraordinary strength begins to emerge within you. Mental strength is not just about endurance, it's about direction. Many people live in internal conflict, thinking one way, feeling another, and acting in a completely different way. This fragmentation drains energy, creates confusion, and weakens resolve. Alignment brings all aspects of your being into harmony, allowing you to move through life with clarity and power. When what you think supports what you feel, and what you feel fuels what you do, every step you take carries intention and weight. The starting point of alignment is self-awareness. You must know what truly matters to you, your values, your vision, and your inner motivations. When your purpose is unclear, your actions lack focus, and your emotions are easily swayed by external circumstances. But when your purpose is defined, it acts like a compass, guiding your mental and emotional energy in a single direction. Thoughts become more disciplined because they are anchored to something meaningful. Emotions become more stable because they are not tossed around by every passing event, but are connected to a deeper intention. Actions become more consistent because they are fueled by conviction rather than fleeting impulses. Misalignment often shows up as procrastination, inner resistance, or emotional turmoil. You may think about doing something meaningful but feel uninspired, or you may feel motivated but take no real action. These internal contradictions create friction and weaken mental resilience. Aligning thoughts, emotions, and actions requires conscious effort. It starts with examining your daily choices and asking whether they reflect your deeper value. If your actions contradict your beliefs, tension will always exist. But when your behavior reinforces your inner vision, mental energy flows effortlessly, creating momentum that strengthens over time. This alignment also brings emotional clarity. When you act in harmony with what you truly value, guilt, doubt, and regret begin to fade. Emotional energy that was previously spent on internal conflict becomes available for focus, creativity, and perseverance. Your thoughts support your emotions energize your actions, and your actions give your thoughts credibility. This cycle creates a stable inner core that is difficult to shake. Living with alignment doesn't mean every day will be easy, but it gives you a clear anchor during difficult times. When challenges arise, instead of being lost in confusion, you can return to your purpose and realign your inner compass. This ability to realign quickly is what keeps mentally strong individuals steady when others lose their way. Over time, this harmony between mind, heart, and action turns into an unbreakable force, allowing you to face adversity with clarity, move forward with confidence, and create a life that reflects your highest intentions.